Okay, so this is a quick technique that I actually like, and we will be using this from time to time. I have just like a little student grade thing here, and you can see in the output, I have like a table. All of my data is lined up neatly in rows and columns. So I want to show you how to set the field width, like the printed column width of whatever you're printing. So that'll be the focus in this video. I mean, there's a lot going on in this program. I've got a loop and some branching and all that, but really the focus is on this lining up. So let's take a look. So I have let's just look at the column headers. These text column headers on the first line here. So we have student name, okay, and this is the full column width, or we would also call that field width of the student name, okay? So you can see here, I said, okay, here's that column header. Just a quick aside here, look at this. This is important. You know in Python you can use double quotes or single quotes, but when you have quotes within quotes, like I have an F string with smaller strings within my F string, then you've got to do different quotes, because if I were to do a double quote all across the board, right away that messes up the larger string. So I typically will do the outer string, the big F string in doubles, and then my column headers in singles. So in any case, student name, I don't know how many characters that is, but it looks like maybe, I don't know, 11 or 10 or 11, I don't know. And then I have that in a field width of 15 characters. Okay, so you may be thinking, all right, this is like 10, like 11, say, maybe 1, 2, 3, I think it's 12. I just counted them. This is 12 characters. And I put that in a column width of 15 characters. However, so that column ends about here. All right, but let's look at the next column here. We have exam 1 grade. I have that in a field width of 20 characters, but this little arrow here will right align it. That's right aligned. So I have some extra. So this is the padding on student name. It's about 3 characters. And then I have the padding on exam 1 grade. That guy is right aligned, and the padding is on the front end of that string. Okay. So same thing with exam 2 grade, exam 3 grade. Those are all right aligned. You can see with the little arrow there. And the semester grade as well. Okay, so why did I not align? The default is left aligned. Okay. Here's the rule of thumb. Well, basically in computing in general, you'll see Microsoft Excel is like this too. Text data or string data are by default left aligned. Numeric data are by default right aligned. That tends to be across the board in computing in general, and Python is no exception. So the student names were already going to be default left aligned, so I didn't have to do anything with that. These numeric values, all the grades for the students, are going to be right aligned, and so I right aligned those column headers, even though the column headers are text, but I right aligned those so they will line up better with their with the numbers. Okay, it just looks a little neater. Okay, so anyway, I've got the data. I'm using parallel lists. We'll talk about this in a later chapter, but I just put the exam scores into lists, the student names into a list. So these are all in lists. I'm looping through the lists and, printing the data. I'm assigning the letter grades based on the class average or, the student's average of the 3 exam scores, kind of basic stuff. But then at the end here, okay, I'm still in the loop, by the way, okay. At the end, I'm printing each line. Each student is on the student's own line of data. Okay, so here we have the student name that's in the students list, and I'm making that 15 characters wide. Okay, so you can see, like for example, Abraham Lincoln, that would go into a field width about that wide. Okay, we have all this extra space because the next thing that I'm printing, the exam score, is in a 20 character wide field width, and it's right aligned. So that's why that's so far apart, because he's right aligned. Okay, and then the rest of them are right aligned, everything right aligned all across the board. And even, you know what, the letter, oh, so you know what, I didn't have to do the right arrow on these because they are numbers. These are all numbers, these exam scores, and they are by default right aligned. The letter is a string, and I had to explicitly right align that. So look, all you really need to know is the number of characters you want for that column width, and then if you want it right aligned or left aligned, you can even do that. This is like, you know, you have control over like right or left alignment. You can override the default, but just whatever arrow, right align or left align, and that's all you need to know about this technique. And then you just kind of play with it. I'm sure I didn't nail this on the first try, but I just, you know, maybe manipulate the column widths and manipulate the alignment, and, you know, sooner or later it's going to be looking pretty nice.